The boy's 12th birthday came with a storm. Thunder rattled the bones of the savannah and the village elders. Their faces, etched with the wisdom of seasons, whispered that the heavens themselves were speaking. That night the air was thick with the scent of rain and something else, something ancient. As the boy walked home from the river, his small clay pot filled with water, a pack of men cloaked in darkness emerged from the shadows of the baobab trees. Their eyes, like hot coals in the gloom, glowed with a chilling malice. Their blades, long and cruel, caught the stuttering flash of lightning. "Your light will not shine," one of them hissed, his voice a dry rustle like leaves skittering across a grave. He stepped forward, a predator closing in. The boy's heart hammered against his ribs, a frantic drum against the storm's fury. But instead of the cold grip of fear, a strange, profound calm washed over him. The world around him slowed, then froze entirely. The deafening roar of the storm faded to a distant hum. The raindrops hung suspended in the air like a million tiny jewels. In this silent, frozen moment, a vision unfolded before his eyes. He saw a radiant, luminous path stretching not across the land, but across time itself, across generations. Lining this path were countless faces, men and women from ages past and ages yet to come, their eyes filled with a desperate, hungry search for truth. They looked lost, their hands outstretched. At the very end of the path, a figure of pure, blinding light stood waiting, and from it a whisper echoed not in his ears, but in his soul. "You are the vessel." The vision vanished as quickly as it came. Time snapped back into its furious pace. The world exploded in a cacophony of thunder and wind. The attackers lunged, their blades slicing through the space where he had been a heartbeat before. But the boy was no longer just a boy. His steps were no longer his own. He moved with a grace and speed that defied reason, carried by an unseen hand. He darted and weaved through the driving rain, a phantom in the storm. Every wild strike missed him by a hair's breadth. Every carefully laid trap sprung on empty air. It was a dance, a terrifying, beautiful dance between destiny and death. By the time he reached the flickering torchlight of the village gates, he looked back to see only the thrashing trees and the empty, rain-swept path. The men had vanished, swallowed by the storm, defeated not by his strength, but by the impossible power that now protected him. That night, sleep offered no rest. As he lay on his mat, the storm outside beginning to subside, another vision came to him. It was clearer this time, more urgent. He saw towering cities of glass and steel, filled with people rushing in every direction, their faces masks of confusion and quiet desperation. He saw them chasing fleeting shadows, grasping at illusions of wealth and fame, their spirits starving while their hands were full. He saw entire generations wandering without direction, a great river of humanity flowing towards a barren sea. Then the vision shifted, and he saw himself older, his face lined with experience, but his eyes burning with the same fire he now felt in his heart. He stood before these lost crowds, and he was speaking. The words that left his lips were not just sounds. They were living things, cutting through the darkness like tongues of fire, illuminating the truth and showing the way. He awoke with a gasp. The vision seared into his mind. He understood then the sickness that had tried to claim him as a child had failed. The assassins in the storm had failed. But these were only the first tests. Greater trials were coming, challenges that would test not his body, but his soul. His journey, the real journey, was only just beginning. The secret of the true way, the path he had seen in his vision, was locked deep inside him, a seed planted in the soil of his being, waiting for the appointed time to finally bloom. Thank you for watching. If this story spoke to you, please consider subscribing for more tales of destiny and discovery.